My family just moved into a new house. We found a strange set of rules to follow. Part 1. Submitted by Luckyslin. Recently my dad got a new job in a town about 50 miles away, so we had to move. I wasn't happy about it, none of us was, but it was a good job offer. Me and my siblings were old enough to understand it. So I left my friends behind and started a new life in a town completely new to me. Well, I didn't exactly leave them behind, I could still see them at weekends or during the holidays, right? The neighborhood we moved in was really nothing special, the stereotypical Midwestern American suburbs, kids playing on the streets and nice houses on a symmetric street. I hadn't seen the house before, my parents did, but to me and siblings, it was entirely new. I took a first look at my room. It had a clean appearance and still, some of the pre-owners' furniture, guess they didn't need them anymore. To me it was a good coincidence. I liked the mirror on my wall, it seemed pretty old though, guess I'd polish it a bit to bring back its old glamour. Besides of that my room was pretty basic, a bed under a window, light floating my room with a late summer shine. On the ceiling, a fan and a bulb without cover. This kind of bothered me, I wanted a nice lamp, so I decided to sit on my bed and look for one on the internet. After some minutes of searching, I found and ordered one, just as Mom called me. Adam, come downstairs and help us carry in our stuff. I closed the tab and walked down the stairs and out the door, grabbing the first box I saw. It read kitchen, so I went there. As I placed it on the ground, I noticed there was a note on the fridge. The pre-owners must have left it, probably informing us about a broken part that they didn't tell us before we bought it. But no, it was a list. A list of rules. I read it out loud. Always close and lock the basement door before dusk. If you see shadows in the living room after midnight, head into your room. They talk, don't listen to them, do not follow their orders. Don't leave your room from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. If any of the taps starts running at night, turn on the main light in the room, wait until it stops, then you can turn it off again. If you see anyone in the mirror in the upstairs first room on the right side, immediately cover it with a blanket, don't uncover it before dawn. The mirror must not be moved under any circumstances. If a raven sits outside on your windowsill at night, close the blinds and hide under your blanket. The raven will poke on the glass, wait till he stops, don't open the blinds again in that night. If you hear glass breaking at night, turn on your main light and leave it on until dawn. Weird. Are they trying to prank us? They must be. Suddenly my dad came in the kitchen, he saw I was reading the note and stood beside me, also reading it. He chuckled, do they really think I'm falling for this? He ripped the note off the fridge and threw it in the trash can, then he continued carrying in boxes. I wasn't surprised, my dad had always been very easy with such stuff. Neither was I was kind of superstitious to be honest, so I took the list out the trash can and stuffed it in my pocket. The afternoon went by pretty quick, we set up our stuff and got familiar with our new home. I told my older sister about the rules and asked her what she thought about it. She thought it was a prank too, but as I showed her the mirror in my room, they began thinking. Eventually, she let out a relieved sigh. Luckily it's not my room. She made a face at me and left. Great. My dad refused to lock the basement door, so I guess it was up to me to keep the family from trouble. If it even was trouble. Perhaps it was a prank, perhaps I was falling for it, but I had seen enough horror movies about families moving into a new home to know, better be safe than sorry. But for today, everything was perfectly alright. I spent the evening FaceTiming with my girlfriend Zoe. At around 1 a.m. we said goodnight. I missed her, we had been together for about a year now, and I was kind of an overthinker, so I spent the next minutes thinking. About us, about other guys in our hometown that may like her, what if she met one she liked too? Her boyfriend was far away, he wouldn't notice. Eventually, I decided to stop thinking about it and go to the bathroom, then sleep. Went on the toilet, washed my hands, brushed my teeth, my usual evening routine. Just as I was about to leave, I recognized the tap was running. Not much, just a few drops, but it wouldn't stop. Sure, it's an old house, about 40 years old, but I didn't want to take any risk, so I took out the list and read it. I knew there was something about it. Indeed, there it was, rule number 4. I reacted quickly, turned on the light and waited. Eventually, the tap stopped running. Weird. Was there really something about this list? I got curious, but on the other side, I didn't want to see what happened if I disobeyed the rules, so I'd just leave it with it. I went back to my room and fell asleep pretty quickly.